Hello and a warm welcome to another edition of To The Point. On the show this week, a very special woman who's an epitome of grit, courage and determination. Let me tell you, she's on a wheelchair, but people say that her heart takes her to places where our legs don't. I welcome noted para-athlete Deepa Malik on the show.
Good evening, and thank you for that introduction. That was beautiful.
Deepa, from being in a state of paralysis, then you walked up to a journey of being a Paralympian and now to joining BJP. So my first question to you is that why you thought of joining politics?
I would probably not call it politics. I would probably call it my contribution to nation building, to choose a platform from where I can give back to society and to my nation in a broader way. My reach would be more, and I feel that my journey has also been about standing up to certain causes which are very close to my heart. Women often lose hope in themselves, and they let others dictate their dreams, and they don't follow their heart, or they probably don't step out of the stereotype and believe that they can balance a lot of roles at one time. And that's what I've been doing through my journey. And at the same time, I do stand up for the fact, and I always make an appeal telling people that we should be fit. A fitter person has better outlook towards life. The outlook is more positive. Their energies are channelized in the right direction. And that's how I motivate youth through my motivational sessions. So that covers the part that sports should be in your lifestyle.
Right. But
I
Deepa,
also am an advocate for inclusivity and accessibility, and I see that all these align very well with the ideologies and the work in the governance of BJP.
right.
Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji also has the same thought process when it comes to various initiatives that have begun in the last 4 or 5 years. I thought that these are the platforms where I can join hands and create awareness, reach out, make a difference, be the change that I want to bring about.
Right. We've certainly seen you growing, the way you've made a difference in the life of, you know, in the disability sector, the way people have been suffering and the way you've been motivating people. But now after you've joined politics, how do you really think that your life is going to be different?
See, even the journey of social service, even the journey of sports, it demands a lot of sacrifice. It definitely demands your time dedicated to a certain activity and consistency. So I think my lifestyle is used to that kind of a balance act that I do. And if you say different, probably in terms of busyness and balancing my life with family, with children, with home, I don't think there'll be much of a difference, because there I used to go to training, and here I'll probably doing the duties that I have committed myself to, and as the seniors and as the elders of the party are going to tell me and involve me in their work. So I'm looking forward to that. And,
so which means that for this 2019 elections, you're ready to contest if you get a ticket, or you're ready in the role of a star campaigner for the party. What is it that you're really looking forward to?
You know, I have just joined with a pure intention of taking forward my work on a larger platform, okay. Reaching out to people with the thought process that I have and which aligns with the BJP party. I leave it to the elders to decide for me. I'm prepared for any work, any duty, and once given, I'm going to do that with full honesty, best of my capacity, and very diligently. I'm a hard-working person. I'm going to do that, but I haven't joined on any condition with like a bent of mind, and I'm just going to learn as I go along and as things are expected out of me.
So you're ready to burn it out this summer heat if you are given the ticket to contest?
See, I'm used to hard work. Like I said, I mean, even sports training is burning out. So, and disability has never been a factor. I mean, I have always been a warrior on the path of ability beyond disability, and considering the fact that I travel so much and I'm into adventure sports, so there are no barriers.
I know wheelchair, though you've been on the wheelchair, but wheelchair has never withheld you ever from doing and pursuing your passions.
Yes.
So, what about your passions now? Supposing you get into the politics, and of course politics is not easy, you've got to give a lot of time, and as you yourself said that you will be able to do the balancing act, but supposing going out campaigning, attending to the constituency, there are a whole lot of things, you know, when it comes to the political assignment for any person.
You'll be surprised, you know, when I was in conversation, when I went to the BJP headquarters, I was very, very pleased to learn that they were very happy about me continuing my sports journey. They were very happy about the various work that I'm doing. I have been recently chosen as the ambassador for bilateral relationships as fellow of the Prime Minister from New Zealand. Because this year the theme is women empowerment and diversity. Last year this role was taken over by Amitabh Kanji, because last year the theme was economy and entrepreneurship. I am fortunate that this year I have had the honor to be chosen by Prime Minister as Prime Minister's fellow in New Zealand. They haven't even, they were very proud of the fact that I am chosen and I'll be representing the country there. So basically, I don't think there's any restrictions as such, and I think there is a lot of stress given to health. There is a lot of stress given to fitness, sports, and I have my idols. I see my own sports minister. I mean, I haven't seen him not doing his daily exercises or anything. So I think it's not going to be so difficult to balance it.
Thinking purely from the point of view of political assignments, what are you really expecting from the party immediately? I mean, what kind of work can they give you really?
That's what, I mean, it's just not even 24 hours that I have joined. I'm firstly definitely going to learn more about the party, and this is something very new for me, and I'm a good learner. I'm going to start learning, and I will look forward to their guidance.
A lot has been done in the sector of disability, and yes. Where do you think can you really make a difference now? Because you have been into this sector for a long while, you've been serving people, motivating people.
Correct.
And in terms of policies, in terms of maybe strengthening the laws further, where do you really see yourself in this political assignment?
See, democracy is always for the people, by the people, of the people. You know, we have a habit of putting everything on the government. What we really need is a connect from the people. Already, you know, because I am educated and I am seeing the change, and that's probably has inspired me to join BJP.
Okay.
They've really worked hard on various aspects in the disability sector, and you know, in English we very willingly say specially abled, but in Hindi it was always Viklang, and now the respect of Divyang is being given. So that clearly shows that there is a special focus. When you coin a special word of respect, it clearly gives out a loud and clear message that there is a positive thought process in that direction. The disability bill has been upgraded from 7 disabilities, now 21 disabilities have been included. There is a huge talk about converting cities into smart cities. Smart cities is nothing but inclusive accessibility, end-to-end accessibility. So in every aspect we are talking about inclusivity, and the fact that I have been welcomed with open arms itself shows that no disability is a barrier in mind. There is no difference. They are not differentiating between an able body or a disabled body. And with my experience of Target Olympic Podium Scheme during the last term when I was preparing for Olympic sports, Paralympics, that also was very inclusive. So the whole thing is that now people have to take note and take benefit and get involved. Opportunities are being expressed, but maybe they are not openly coming out. I think where I come in and I'll play a role, when people will see me and they'll look up to me, I'll probably be able to encourage them to get involved.
Right.
To give them a hope that they matter.
Right.
They have a voice, they should vote, they should participate.
Right. But Deepa, my question to you is that when it comes to people living with disabilities, of course you're a torchbearer, you've made a difference, and like you, there are few people who are really making a difference in this sector. But by and large, if you see the mindset of the people, generally people look upon the people living with disabilities with a certain sympathy, with a certain pathos that, you know, probably they are a little different, they can't be mainstreamed. How do you really change this mindset? Of course, this change has begun, but how do you really bring about a robust change so that this entire mindset completely changes?
So
the way
I think
people
you have
look
defined my role and the purpose of me joining this vertical. That's exactly what I want to do, and in this vertical I want to make the maximum contribution. Like I said, people involvement, and everybody needs you know, a path, something to follow. And I think you call me torchbearer, and I'm going to use every bit of my leadership qualities to do that. I'm going to encourage them, motivate them, involve them, create an atmosphere where they feel that they are part of the mainstream. And I can only lead by example, and that's what I'm doing.
Would also like to know from you the initial challenges you faced, and how did you reach a situation like where you were on a wheelchair? How did this incident happen, and how was your journey, you know, right from the year 1999 when you actually...
Yeah, so basically I am a case of repetitive tumors in my spinal cord, and in the month of May, June in 1999, the doctors probably just gave me 7 days to celebrate walking. The choice was not much. They said either we lose you on the operation table, or we'll probably keep you alive, but you will never be able to walk again, and the injury level is so high that you will have to undergo a chest below total paralysis, which medically means that I don't have anything below the chest. I don't even have torso muscles or a control on my body or sensation of my legs or any muscle control beyond the chest level. And between the shoulder blades there are almost 200 stitches because 3 repetitive surgeries and laminectomy of the discs had to be done. They could not put titanium or cement plating because I have to be under regular tumor MRIs, but God has been kind. There has been no repetitive tumors since then, other than the fact that I cannot walk. I do have challenges like bladder and bowel control, but nothing of this really mattered when I put my mind to it. The journey was very challenging because the stereotypical image, and you know what inspired me to get onto this ability beyond disability mission and keep doing various things, either pick up a bike or cross a river swimming, or first become a swimmer, become a restaurateur. I was trying to do everything to erase this whole concept of wheelchair bound. You know, like how we say, okay, we start, say pink means woman, blue means boys. You know, we stereotype things.
So you were de-bracketing these...
Yes, so disability means bound, wheelchair means bound. And you know, when I was made to sit on the wheelchair, I suddenly got mobility because I was restricted to a bed. As long as my surgeries healed, then 3 surgeries happened and I was in ICU for a while, and then I had to undergo various therapies, physiotherapy. I had to learn to sit up and manage the bladder and the bowel, and I was very happily learning. I was fighting, I was being brave, but nobody was talking about my bravery of facing this huge challenge. A woman who wins a beauty contest just 6 months before getting paralyzed was being judged for being alive in this condition.
Right.
That, you know, isse to mari jati. She's going to be a liability. She's going to be a burden. And if in-laws are keeping her, they're heroes. The husband, oh, he's tremendous because he has not left her to her parents. Poor children are tolerating a mother like that. So these were few stereotypes which bothered me, whereas as a family we were all right with it. We had accepted it and everybody was adapting to it. Issue is people don't learn and adapt. They want to stick to the same old theories. And from the bed, when for the first time I was made to sit on the chair and the chair took me outside. So from looking at the ceiling into a blank space, sitting on a chair, I was out in the garden looking at the birds, the sky, the trees, feeling the wind, feeling the warmth of the sun rays. And nothing of this was felt by people. They were only looking at me as wheelchair bound, and then I decided that I'm going to declare myself as wheelchair liberated. And that's where it all began. And
but while you were undergoing this...
The second thing also happened, and as an educated citizen of the country, it hit me that if me being from an army background, third generation as an army officer, and being in that educated urban, and yet people had this thinking, then what is happening in the 80% of the rural India?
Right.
And I probably thought that if I want this change, like Mahatma Gandhi ji said, that be the change that you want, and I just set off on that journey.
But whenever you embark on a journey of change like this, and especially the kind of challenges you faced, and I'm sure the family life does get impacted.
Absolutely.
So your daughters, your husband, everybody was, I've read that, were supportive. But what kind of a change was it for your home? Because when from running around, you were wheelchair bound, and then this thought process came to your mind that you're not going to be wheelchair bound, but wheelchair liberated.
Yes.
So how did you really bring about the change in your house, in your system?
It started definitely right from my room, the type of bed, the type of stuff kept next to me, utility items were all at the hand's reach, and we got certain gadgets in the house. We prioritize our expenditures. We shifted focus from extra expenditure on new clothes or new shoes to buying the right medical equipment, to focusing on right kind of help that was required to raise the children. Say if I needed a cook at a time, or I needed a nursemaid, so that children are not always involved in my activities. They have their free time. They can go and be regular kids while growing up. And at the same time, it taught us family values, because we learned how to be there for each other in the hour of the need. And trust you me, my both daughters have grown up to be better human beings. I know every mother wants to bring up their children, but my children, both the girls, have grown up to be more sensitized, more evolved, more compassionate, more sympathetic, and more inclusive in their thought process. They don't judge people for their differences.
Right.
So I think it's just been a blessing in disguise.
So, Deepa, you said that family has been very supportive to you, and of course, the kind of changes you made at home, and like you said that you got in a lot of, your extra expenditure was on the medical devices and equipments to ease out your life. But not many people are lucky, to have this kind of a facility. Now, how does one change the scenario in the country where so many people who are living with disabilities, things get easier for them, and they're not seen as somebody who's a labeled personality? What is really the first step probably you would now think of?
Firstly, the education system should be our first target. I think when you teach them young, and the children, when they learn at their younger age, so I think the education has to be inclusive to begin with. When the learning centers are inclusive,
right,
automatically they grow up being citizens who are sensitized, who don't see disability as a taboo, who grow up with children, various children with various differences grow up together. So I'm a great fan of inclusive education. I think it starts there. Definitely we can have a lot of rural workshops. And sports, I felt, has been very empowering, and it has been a a personal experience, because it becomes a huge medium of first of course health, and secondly it gives you social integration. When a children in disability come out and play, they get that whole experience of being fit. They have friends outside. So I think sports is a huge medium of social integration. So a focus on accessible playing areas, community places, that infrastructure also can contribute hugely.
Right. You're also a symbol of women empowerment, and we still see that women's reservation bill, as far as that is concerned, still remains an unfinished agenda. So any idea about the way you would like to pursue the bill, maybe in Parliament or maybe with
like
the
I
political
said,
leadership?
I'm still learning, and it will be premature for me to mention anything on these topics. Let me get into the system, let me learn more about it, and let me align myself deeply with BJP thoughts on these things. And if it's in benefit of the country, and women empowerment has been a huge agenda, and I don't think anything which limits empowerment of women will remain limited for very long. So I will be able to speak better once I'm more experienced in the field.
When it comes to debates in parliaments, what has really attracted you when you see the parliamentary debates, and when you see the political narrative being building up in the country? What has been the biggest point of attraction for you?
I want to see more people with various disabilities sit out there and speak for their rights. I think that has attracted me. I want representation from this sector also there, so that there is more discussion on the needs of differently abled, and it's projected from people, those who are living with that, so probably they'll be able to speak about it with more conviction.
Obviously, when there is greater representation of people living with disabilities in Parliament, but do you see this as some kind of a watershed moment also in politics? Because not many leaders we've seen that they are representing Parliament, and especially people with living with disabilities. So do you see this some kind of a watershed moment also in politics, in Indian politics especially?
Yes, I think that's what I think everybody is talking about, that oh, Deepa Malik has joined, and so of course everything is very speculative at the moment. I still don't know my roles, how they'll be unwind and be defined in future. Like I said, I'm learning and I'm getting prepared for any role which is sent my way. It will be premature of me to talk about Parliament and what is happening inside the Parliament, because right now I just want to work towards nation building, and I just want to contribute as much as I can from my experiences and the change that I want to see, and and just work shoulder to shoulder with Prime Minister Modi and the entire team.
And one question on a very light note, that Deepa Malik, whom we have known, she's been very free with the media. She's been very chit-chatty with the media. So now, are you going to learn the diplomatic ways?
No, I think I've always, like I said, BJP is not a diplomatic party. It is a candid party.
No, I'm not
so
naming
there
any
won't
party.
be. I don't think I feel cramped about anything because there are no two faces. We are who we are, and we are honest, and we are upfront, and I think that's how BJP is. When there is nothing to hide, and when there is nothing to be scared about, and what we speak is what we mean, I think it's just going to be the same.
So wish you all the best, Deepa. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that's it on this episode of To The Point. See you next time with another personality. Goodbye, and thanks for your time.